Most of you have heard of EOMZO, and if you haven't, are you living under a rock? Some of you may have heard of him when he was first about to win FNCS, but then got DDoSed. Some of you may have heard of him when he got disqualified from the 2024 FNCS LAN over some paperwork that was wrong. And some of you may have heard of him when he kept getting griefed by teams that were in last place trying to be funny. Each of these experiences were one hell of a roller coaster for any Fortnite pro to go through, let alone all of them. The funny part is that the list goes on, but we don't need to bore you with all of that. It's gotten to the point where everyone considers him the unluckiest Fortnite pro of all time, which is a good and bad thing, I guess. But if you clicked in this video, you know EOMZO, he's him. The guy that was considered unlucky is now in conversations with the likes of Peterbot and Cold and being considered the best pro in NA. And the funny part is that EOMZO doesn't even care about the unlucky title. Some would cope, but he just faces it with straight reality, as he should.
Being titled the most unluckiest pro is like good and bad, I feel like, because like I had like multiple chances to win. Some of them were unlucky, and some of them were definitely my fault or me as like a team's fault. So I definitely feel like that. The one where I got DDoSed, that was pretty unlucky if you would ask me, because I'm getting hit off and I can't play. And there's like been a couple ones where I was like in first going into the last game, or top 2 going into the last game. Didn't really need like a big game to like actually win the FNCS, and like that was like more teammate or like my fault. So it's good and bad about being the most unlucky pro.
Not to bore all of you, but stick with the sad story everyone wants to hear. He started as nobody. He was a kid, blah, blah. No, we don't care about that. Nobody cares about that. But we need to mention one key detail from him when he was younger. All of you have seen the clip of him singing whatever this is after a win. Well, this is one of the many reasons people didn't take him seriously. Squeaky voice from Canada, so his ping is bad, and then other things. He has his fair share of struggles, and this time, it was not for being unlucky. When we met EOMZO IRL, he actually told me back in chapter 2 and 3, when he was grinding cash cups and watching Tfue play all day, trying to learn more game sense, he had a poster of clix on his wall. He was always getting so close to qualifying for majors with literal nobodies and other upcoming pros. I don't really see all those other upcoming players on the leaderboard anymore. I guess you could say Zora was the carry. Bad joke? Okay, let me stop. Anyways, Fortnite was quite literally testing his patience by almost falling short of everything. But by 2022, Zora was improving rapidly, and I'm not talking about the Fortnite Pro Rapid. Bad joke again? Well, too bad. You'll have to deal with it. And the crazy part about him improving was that good pros full gate kept and had different strategies others used to find success on a high level. Everyone hides their tricks from each other, whether it be for lower input delay, better visuals, and other small secret settings or apps. Typical. But EOMZO just broke the bubble and leaked something on stream the other day that had people freaking out. And it wasn't just some Fortnite setting, a DPI setting, or something Jarian has covered in his new season's best input delay settings. It was a literal optimization cheat code that is on the same store that you launched Fortnite from. We've all downloaded Fortnite from the Epic Game Store. Well, there's an app on the same store that has infinite settings that can help these pros optimize their game for laggy endgames. It's called Hone, which is an optimization app that lets you apply different presets to make Fortnite run better, look better, and overall feel better. EOMZO showed off his FPS without it during an endgame, and this is how it is with it on during a stacked endgame. Everybody is using this because it gives far less input delay, which helps a bunch in an endgame when there are 60 plus people alive. Your PC prioritizes boosted performance for the Fortnite application itself, and there are other tweaks that will help you be able to see the game better from having a higher FPS. It's a legit tool on the Epic Game Store, which is why pros are using it. Gatekeeping is honestly very common, but now that everyone knows EOMZO is the best player in NA right now, he said screw it and just showed off how he does it. Go say thank you to EOMZO in his Twitch chat right now, because this saved him after he got DQ'd from LAN last season and was looking to become the best this season. Okay, now that you thanked Zora, back to the video. During the time, Booga, Clix, and even Peterbot dominated all and every single conversation as the best players in NA. But EOMZO was good, don't get me wrong, but just not that guy yet. He didn't have aura back then, he was just EOMZO. Now, the guy oozes of aura, hence the nickname Zora. And when he went bald,
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, Fax has never seen.
Crazy, I actually don't even speak.
No, I'm gonna say whatever I
Bro,
want.
I'm not scamming Faxity. I pay him every single time.
Yeah, but
Just
you.
being
He's
cringe.
just doing it for content.
No, I'm
Crazy,
not!
You're not even involved. You're cringe. You literally try to fit in with everybody for validation. That's why you literally dropped your trio to get 14th place and playing with Peterbot for a little bit of validation.
God.
Oh my god.
my bad. This isn't supposed to be an EOMZO Glaze video, although maybe we should have titled it that. Anyways, let's fast forward a bit. Nobody wants to watch 20 minutes of me talking about EOMZO coming up from the trenches of Canada. EOMZO's real bad luck started in 2023, when his life could have been changed forever during an FNCS final. EOMZO and his fellow brother Rise were on track to win everything. Everyone had them taking home the chip, just like everyone thought the Celtics would this season. But they got unlucky, just like Zora. They were favorites to win, but they were shocking everybody with their massive lead during the grand finals of that year's FNCS. But then, Zora's game just froze. They missed 2 whole matches because they couldn't load in. They were DDoSed. And it's not like it was just one of them, but it was both, since they were living in the same house. It was the house of someone that they called their friend, but we won't say names. Just know the friend deactivated on X after people started figuring out. For legal reasons, I need to say allegedly. The friend had actually been paid off to leak their IP address so someone else could win the FNCS. For legal reasons, we won't say the name of the pros, but it might or might not start with a B. Weirdly, right after the tournament, their internet was working again and was not being throttled like it was during the grand finals. Yes, grand finals. Not like it was some cash cup that didn't matter. EOMZO went live later saying he believed someone was paid off, may or may not be the friend that was living in the house, to mess with their internet. Imagine just to have all that money taken away from you because someone may or may not have been paid $20 to leak the IP to hackers. That is just next level unlucky. So, as you can assume, they did not end up winning the tournament and started listening to their sad playlist on the spot. Funny enough, those playlists weren't even loading because their internet was fried. He cried about it on stream. He just missed out on over $70,000 in prize money. Who wouldn't cry about something like that? That's life-changing money, especially to a kid like Zoe. This cemented him as having the unluckiest thing happen to him as a Fortnite pro ever. The whole community felt bad for bro, and they couldn't even believe what had happened.
I literally just missed out on $70,000. Like, why are you crying? Why would I not cry? Like, what? I've never cried in this game once. That shit had me just so emotional, bro. Cry, bro? I already did, bro, for 30 minutes. I'm fucking max lightheaded. I don't even get a second chance at anything. Like, I literally just have to sit here and watch me in 8th not being able to play. The people who did it, they were literally, it was literally happening before today, like, during my warm-up. Before the tournament even started, bro, my Twitter just wouldn't load. I'd load on streams trying to watch and shit, it just wouldn't even load. Then we factory reset it 15 minutes before the tournament, and we play the first 2. Then we fucking 15-minute reset it, and then the fucking 4th game we don't load in again. 5th game, I go on island, I have 15% packet loss and clicks, and I have no audio. I'm more care about the fucking win than the fucking money, bro. Like,
but now, if you think that DDoS was bad, think again. He used it as motivation. But for what? He just got unlucky again and again, and it didn't stop. Anyways, fast forward to this year. Enter Peterbot, the prodigy that is considered the greatest Fortnite player of all time by almost everyone. So naturally, EOMZO's path to the top meant him having to get through Peterbot. And this is how one of the NA's juiciest rivalries started. The two went head to head in every tournament, both fighting for 1st and 2nd place. They'd grief each other in cash cups, scrims, trying to one up each other. They would key each other in opens games and more. But the real showdown came in the past FNCS Showdown final. Peter and Zora both qualified to the FNCS LAN later this year. So they both decided to land the best drop spot. Because quite frankly, neither of them care about winning anymore. They just care about one-upping each other. It's kind of like when LeBron and Kyrie played with each other. They both just tried to one-up each other to see who was better when they were on the Cavs. It sparked a bunch of new views as both streamed their POVs.
Watch out, we're getting dated.
You got her.
130, 130!
Ew! This looks like some pepperoni pizza! Oh my fucking god!
Over all the games, they griefed each other repeatedly and just wanted to prove they were better than the other. But guess what? Zora held his own big time. They ended the tournament winning 4-2, something nobody had ever done to Peterbot in the past few years. Zora even 3v1'd them.
like,
Yeah, I'm running over it.
he's popping minis underneath me. He's about to mantle up on me. There's 2 on me, I think.
It's two. Yeah.
Dead on 1.
Nice.
Nice. Zipping up.
I'm on height.
I think it was.
1 HP on me.
Got it.
Nice.
Jump hacking.
Got him. 30, 61 HP.
Dead.
I killed on Northwest in red.
Zora proved he wasn't afraid of some GOAT. Real Warriors Curry shit right there. Like you said, I'm not scared of you, LeBron. I'll just show you instead of talking. Funny enough, they went back and forth, and EOMZO even tweeted after winning a different tournament that everyone under him sucked. Peter had a good clap back, but then later, Peter showed him respect and said next up. Peter even ranked his top 10 pros in NA and put Zora at 2 behind himself, obviously, and his teammate Cold, who barely even plays the game anymore.
Alright, I'm not including myself, because I always say I'm the best.
No.
So, okay, I'm number 1. Cole's number 2. Ginger's number 3. And then after that, I got Pollo at 4, Agers at 5, Higgs at 6, Clix at 7, Acorn at 8, Ritual at 9.
How you have clicks? Alright, there's no way you've...
And then I have King Reed at 10.
forward.
Thoughts?
The rivalry produced some of the greatest memes on Twitter, and EOMZO finally made it. People were making crazy edits of bro. It's honestly wild what happens when you beat a GOAT at his own game, I suppose. Now, EOMZO wasn't just another unlucky kid, but a threat to everyone worldwide, and even to the best trash talker in the game in Peterbot. You can probably tell EOMZO doesn't take the beef all that serious. It's more like a rivalry that keeps him motivated. And after all he's been through, he needs that motivation to keep him going. Someone like me would have quit a long time ago after getting unlucky year after year in the dumbest ways possible. We spoke on the first unlucky thing, but what do you know about him getting disqualified from the LAN after getting in as a backup player? He flew out to Texas to compete, but then Epic DQ'd him from some stupid paperwork since he was 18 and didn't fill it in outright. So basically, as an under 18 player, he needed a parent or adult guardian around him. He had Faxi as a chaperone since Zoe's mom couldn't come. But Faxi's behavior raised eyebrows and he got in trouble for a quote-unquote inappropriate language or something like that. So they kicked Fax out and then reviewed EOMZO's paperwork. The consent form was filled out now. Faxi was listed as his legal guardian instead of chaperone confirmed by his mom. Nobody's clear on what really happened. But Epic was probably just trying to get Fax out and found a loophole from EOMZO. It's sad to see since Fax's content was so fire backstage, but it is what it is, am I right? Epic didn't give him a second chance, no fix, no time to find someone else, he was just kicked out. EOMZO tweeted he was in disbelief and in even more pain since it was all over one form he missed. You could feel the pain from the tweet alone. Talk about unlucky. At this point, the universe was just bored, so they said let me mess with the EOMZO some more, who knows.
After not qualifying to the most recent globals, and then getting invited as a backup player, it felt good. Kinda, not really, to be honest, because I didn't really know if I was gonna play or not. But then there was a lot of people with visa issues, teammate issues, not going, and there's so much stuff. So it felt good after Chiefs chose me, and then I was ready to play. And then yeah, they kicked me out for a form reason, which I feel like they could have fixed it on the spot, but. Yeah,
you can hear it in his voice. He still feels crushed to this day that it happened. But the good thing is that he didn't go on Twitter to blame anyone, but took it upon himself to look at trio options ASAP Rock.
To be honest, I don't remember like manifesting like wanting to play with Clix because I've always been like the same bubble as Clix, and I've always knew he had his pros and cons because of his status and whatnot. So yeah, it feels good now playing with him. At first, I wasn't like 100% sure playing with him, because he had his pros and cons, of course, but he honestly proved himself in the trio.
So remember how we said EOMZO had a Clix poster in his room? Arguably the world's most famous NA player. Well, fate works weird, because now they're teammates. As a side note, Clix recently partnered with Mr. Beast's Candy Bar, and they're expected to pull a Sydney swingy and release a candy bar later this year with his own sweat in it from the last MCS they got second place. Thoughts on that? Anyways, the king of Fortnite content and longevity got picked up by EOMZO and Batman Booga to be their third on the trio. It's so funny how EOMZO went from having a poster of Clix in his room to now teaming up with Cody. A Fortnite Unk and the greatest fragger now turned IGL teamed up. And the result, almost beating Peterbot, had a random trio in last place to feed Peter 3 free Elam points. But that's in the past. They qualified to the LAN now, and some say EOMZO carried that FNCS on his back.
After most recent Grands being called the MVP, I pay attention to it, but not really, because I've always just believed in myself and just stayed true to myself, to be honest, and just kept placing and making money or whatever. But it feels good to know that like your work and hard work and grind is paying off.
It's insane to think about how he went from everyone thinking he is so unlucky to play with to being the underdog and almost dethroning Peterbot, arguably the best Fortnite pro of all time right now. But more than just this was EOMZO dealing with being on stream. If only EOMZO and Higgs had comms during finals, they would have won it.
Talk, Higgs. Talk. It's one. Straight. Yep, build. I have one build. No mass. Nice. Let's go! Good shit, Zo! Good shit, Higgs! We fucking like that! We fucking like that!
Okay, before you keyboard warriors come in chat, we know they were just muted on stream, but leave the comment anyways. Try to fool the kids to skip over this line.
After everything happened with dropping Mason and trying to find a new third, we ended up playing with Clix and getting second, the first grands ever. It definitely felt good because it was my first grands like fully IGLing. With like duos was a lot easier IGLing and trios is like definitely like a lot harder. So it definitely felt good, but I wasn't honestly too mad, to be honest, because it was like first like month playing with each other, maybe 2 months, not even. So I wasn't really sad, to be honest. It felt good.
EOMZO definitely won't say it out loud, but he loves playing with Cody Conrad. He manifested the duo and it quite literally happened. It's like a fairy tale. Every clicksters, to be specific, who dream of getting to be so good, they play with their idol and then they dominate together. Anyways, with Clix and Higgs by his side, Zora finds a new confidence. He gains so much aura playing with them and showing why he is him. Everyone calls him Zora instead of EOMZO now. It's low-key a fire nickname if you think about it. Anyways, 2023, EOMZO taken out by DDoS. 2024, land DQ. And now, in 2025, he is in conversations with Peterbot and Cold as the best player in the world. EU low-key doesn't have a single player with as much aura as these three have. Mickey Regent. We're kidding. Don't unsub, we're joking. Veno is him. Chill. Funny enough, I have to note, Peterbot didn't win the first FNCS showdown, and then teamed up with Zora and Clix to win the next one. The vibes were actually super high, giving reassurance there is so-called beef that it's just for the cameras. Well, more like for the little kids in the Clix comp. One day they're talking shit to each other, the next day they team up, and the next they're contesting each other to prove who is the best. If you told 2023 EOMZO he'd be playing this well, competing head to head with Peterbot, he'd check your ping to see if you were lagging. Bad joke again? Someone keep a counter in the comments below, please, this is cringy. But if you like my bad jokes, sub for more. Like EOMZO is good at Fortnite, I'm great at jokes. I'm just hilarious, right? Bad joke again? Okay, I'll chill. Anyways, 2025 really shed that unlucky label. He will be remembered for those tough times, but now people just debate if he's better than others or not. Maybe the meta is going from insane fragger to insane fragging IGL that does it all. The best part of this all is that EOMZO's just 18 right now, still not in his 20s, so he has a long career ahead of him. If there is one thing you can learn from Zora, just remember that he's been through it all. Sub, like, new video soon. Bye!